back with another video. July 11th, wallets closed. But let's just jump into this video. So, let's just jump right into it, y'all. Y'all heard about it. A lot of people's angry because of this interview with Christopher McQuarrie. He was talking about how he had Man of Steel 2 already written. But WB Studios decided not to go forward. And I remember during the time, I believe this was the time during Zack's tragedy, that it was re-announced that Man of Steel 2 was coming and that Cyborg, all that stuff was still in production or whatnot. But it turned out to be false. But Christopher McQuarrie is just shedding some light on what his Superman film would have been, what Man of Steel 2 would have been. And don't get it twisted, Zack Snyder would have been involved in some way because he was the original director. He probably would have been producer on here, but he would have had a little bit of input in this. So I would love for him and Zack Snyder to do Man of Steel 2. Of course, I want Zack's vision, but I would want this guy involved to give us the sequel that we want, that we all want. And it's obvious at this point that nobody's feeling Cornball or Scallywag Brosnahan. They're not feeling these folks. They want Man of Steel 2, they want Henry Cavill, they want Zack Snyder, and they want Christopher McQuarrie's ideas. But let's just see what he got to say. I'm not going to play the whole clip. I'm going to just play a little piece of it. But this piece, this one little piece just had the internet going mad.
And an amazing universe expanding resolution.
Now I'm just getting upset.
Yeah, but I will tell you, the first 5 minutes of my Superman.
That's it.
Which was imagine you remember Pixar's Up?
Sure.
A sequence with no dialogue that covered that character's.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's pretty much it. He was just basically saying, I assume WB just didn't want to do it anymore. But he was basically saying that, what James Gunn is doing is really not the way to go, because Donna has already did that before. So he also said that the studios work for the fans. The fans don't work for the studios. The studios work for the fans. That's what I've been preaching all along, and that's why I tell you guys to get on this wallet closed movement, because if Superman is successful, if it's successful, then that's your mediocre universe. You're pretty much telling the studio that it's okay to treat you like shit. It's okay to give you shit and slop, and you guys are just accepting it. Because that's pretty much what James Gunn's Superman is. It's a bunch of slop, and a lot of you clowns out there just eating it up. Nom, nom, nom. Let me put some slop sauce on that. Nom, nom, nom. Just eating it up. And we're not doing that. People want Man of Steel 2. They want Henry Cavill. And even when Zack Snyder was going through his tragedy, Henry Cavill was still open of doing something with Christopher McQuarrie. So we want that sequel. He has the script ready. And the only problem that's standing in the way is DC Studios. So what we have to do is keep our wallets closed and let Superman fail on his own weight and see what happens. Because WB Studios work for the fans, and they should be giving the fans what they want, which is Zack Snyder's Justice League story finish, Man of Steel 2, and Ben Affleck's Batman. That's what the fans want, and that's what the fans should get. And you guys need to put your foot down and close your wallets. That's all you really have to do. But a lot of people is mad about this, and I honestly think this interview hurts the new movie even more, because we could have had an epic Superman story with Henry Cavill, and we were robbed. WB Studios and James Gunn took that away from us. And a lot of people saying, well, James Gunn, he just got there. But no, he has the power, he has the resources, he has the friendships and relationships to make it a possibility. He can call Zack Snyder on the phone, who he said it's his buddy. He can call his buddy right on the phone right now and say, look, man, how much you want? It's that simple. So if you guys want Man of Steel 2, Superman Legacy, that has to be a failure, because accepting that slop is telling WB Studios that it's okay to treat the fans like shit, and that the fans work for the studio, which is, it's the other way around. They work for us, and they have to do what we asked them to do, which is restoring the original cast and giving the Zack Snyder Justice League. But a lot of people is angry about this. I seen the Film Junkie, Mitch from Movie TV's mad. They're all pissed off about this, because at the end of the day, whether a lot of people claim they didn't like Man of Steel 2, they like that movie. It's the highest grossing Superman film, and people want more of that. Yes, there was some mistakes and stuff made, but it was out of Zack Snyder's control. The only thing Zack did was to agree to this stuff, you know. So, but he did what he thought would make the fans happy. So I think this sucks that we couldn't get this film, but I believe we can still get this film, because people are willing. There's a demand for it. They're willing to pay their hard-earned money to see this. So keep the wallets closed, you guys. But what do you think about his interview? Because everything he said to me was on point, especially when he talked about how the studio works for the fans. The artist works for the fans. The actor works for the fans. You know, so, but what do you guys think? Do you guys feel robbed? Because I feel like we was robbed, and July 11th, we can get our revenge. I don't know. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. And remember, no Snyderverse, no money, wallets closed. Peace.